Good afternoon, everyone. It's 3:15 here in the UK on Tuesday, the 12th of January. Markets in a strong mood again today, as you can see from VectorVest UK, VectorVest US, should I say. The US market running now for 45 minutes. The advances pretty much twice that of the declines. And as you can see, once more, all the measures of the trend on VectorVest are strongly up. And once more, all the measures of the trend on VectorVest are in a mega overbought situation. Nevertheless, that doesn't, in fact, change the trend situation. The short-term trend is up, the long-term trend is up. And the longest measure of the trend on VectorVest, which is a confirmed up, has been up since the middle of November, and the little pointer here in the color guard couldn't in fact be any stronger indeed. So a very strong situation. If we look at the VectorVest Market Timing graph, which is a chart of all 8,000 odd shares that we follow in the American market, it's an equally weighted index, and as you can see, this has outperformed the S&P 500 considerably because of all the small shares within that 8,000. So that is the year. If I put on the VectorVest longest term measure, that was the sell-off. A little bit of ripple here, and that's the last confirmed up on the 10th of November. I think the 11th was the UK, and this pushing up and starting to push up pretty much vertically. Everywhere you read, they'll be talking about bubbles, and there's absolutely no doubt that if we look at the market timing layout, we can see, and I get rid of one of them maybe, we can see that these measures, the VectorVest market timing indicator, flat and flat since the middle of December. This is rising, folks. That is flat. Now, there's no divergence on the buy-sell ratio, what Dr. Leda with VectorVest refers to as the canary. Nevertheless, it's in a mega overbought situation, and we've got to go right back to the June until we get to a similar situation. Then the market went sideways for 3 or 4 months. So I think we need to be careful here. And if I put on the VectorVest medium-term market timing system, the DEW, again a little bit of ripple here, but when the market is in this either mega oversold situation or mega overbought situation, a signal from the DEW market timing signal, when the market stretched, either stretched oversold or stretched mega overbought, tends to be a very good signal indeed. So that's what I'll be watching for. I'm holding positions, and I'm doing my best to stay in the moment, to ignore what all the journalists are talking about. A bubble, rather cynically, somebody told me years ago that a bubble was a financial market that's rising where you haven't got a position, and I suspect the journalists have all missed out. Nevertheless, this time, as I've said 1,000 times before in these videos, this time will not be different. So we have to be careful, but at the minute this market is rising. Let's have a look at the old S&P. As you can see, it's in bars. That's because I trade it myself. Yesterday was an inside day. That was Friday's very good close. As you know, markets normally close very positively on a Friday. A break up through that level, and I would consider going long here on a short-term trade if it broke up through 38.20 with a stop loss about 37.98 or something. I haven't done anything as yet, but I have positions running in the American market, and I'm reasonably pleased with them. Apps. And I just need to make sure that that's today. It's not. There we go. Apps is moving. I bought into AMD yesterday. Apple is nearly at break even. Ingersoll Rand is finally moving my way. Can you believe it? Square pulled back, but looking quite good. And SE having a big day today. So reasonably happy with those. I bought into this PLTR at the open yesterday. And that's the chart, and I was quite happy with this outside day, folks, and as you can see, it pulled back to that 78% retracement in the zone. The zone is the 21 and the 55-day moving average. That pattern made famous by a gentleman by the name of Harold McKinley Gartley some 100 years ago. Clearly it'd be much better if it broke through that down sloping trend line. Time will tell, but the position in the money. Look at this huge trend and then a pull sideways. So still holding the position in Peloton. It's pulled back a little bit, but still reasonably happy with them all. So let's have a look now at the UK market. And in the UK market, again, foot came off the petrol a little bit yesterday, but we have a buy-sell ratio up at 11. Well, huge. Anything above 4.5 is supposed to be overbought. MTI is at 1.57, and all the measures of the trend in the UK are up as well. I'm reasonably happy with my portfolio. Clearly, Games Workshop, those of you that have watched your account today, came off. The results couldn't have been better, and I suspect it's profit taking. It's all people have bought the rumor and now they're selling the fact. So we have a look at Games Workshop. It's been a great provider over the years for us. Look at this forecast earnings per share, and that in fact the results were excellent today. Really good results. And today it's pulled back a little bit. If we go to a 3-month chart, the last time I looked at it pulled back by £8, and that in fact I believe will have taken it down to about that old top. So that's quite typical, and clearly there's a great deal of resistance up here. It probably didn't trade up there for that long at that £120 level, and it's hard to tell how much volume was in there, but it looks to me as if there's very strong resistance up here. In other words, the people who bought up here, who sweated through all of this bit, are now selling to get their money back and wipe the sweat off their brow. It's what is known by academics as overhead resistance. That's what it means. Next time you wipe the sweat off your brow, and got out of a position at break even, you know that you've in fact hit a little bit of overhead resistance. So let's see, but I think a pullback to the 105, 108 level had to be expected in this share. So I'm certainly hold mine. I actually bought some more down here as it pulled back, and as you can see, it pulled back to that old high pretty much. I bought some just after a couple of days there, so reasonably happy with that. So technically it's doing what it should do in an up market. Sticking with the winners and letting them run through the inevitable series of rising bottoms is difficult. It's not easy at all, but I think that I'm certainly going to hold mine. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm going to hold mine. Sylvania Platinum had a great day, and clearly JD Sports had a great day yesterday. Again, outstanding results. The results were in fact much better than anybody expected, with all their stores closed. So, but the one big thing about Sylvania Platinum is that I don't know who bought into it, but somebody bought into it of note, and as you can see, this beautiful volume relationship here, where we've got this price starts to move up strongly out of this consolidation on big volume, pulls back for a couple of days on low volume, and then as you can see, at about that high, it got hit yesterday with a volume of 5 million shares. So I think that there has to be, and I haven't done the research, but some fund must have liked the look of this. So this little share that pretty much only VectorVest people knew about over the last while we've doubled our money in the share, is probably now starting to come in to the medium to larger type funds. So that looks great, and if we go back in this, that was my entry point into the share here at about, I don't know what it was, I think it was Kenny Rogers who said you never count your money when you're sitting at the table. So I think it's doubled. So the money's not banked yet, folks, so let's not count our chickens, as they say. So it looks good to me, and I really like this volume distribution at the end. JD Sports seems to have broken. I had it loaded, and seems to have broken, and it's doing its best to break this February high. Again, good volume on it, and I think that this would qualify for one of my rocket launcher setups. It's a gap, folks, out of this huge consolidation that's been in place since end of August, September last year. So a break above today's high, and this thing should go. This has been a great provider for us over the years, and we bought into this, if you remember, at £5. It's now at near £9, and that's just been great. So everything else going reasonably well. Of course, the gold price, I think we have to be very careful with that gold price, folks. If the gold price should break down, I think we worked out yesterday in the Q&A a level of 1806, 1811 of that order, then that would be a serious break on the downside. The crack on Friday was a serious crack, and we need to manage risk here proactively. Both Pan-African Resources and Polymetal are still hanging in there, but nevertheless, and they're still above the stop losses that I set for them, but that breakout which failed on the gold market, I think the gold will probably bid much lower. So reasonably happy with this portfolio. I suppose that knock on Games Workshop had to be expected. I'm certainly going to hold mine. Team 17 seems to be moving very strongly. As I say, I'm reasonably happy with them all. I'm trying to run a long-term portfolio here. It's not a trading portfolio, but there's Team 17. That forecast earnings per share is the closest thing to the TARDIS. Those of you that are not from the UK, the TARDIS is a time machine that's been on British television since I was a youngster, and that's the closest thing to the TARDIS we can have. It actually tells us what's going to happen next. Team 17 over the last year has increased earnings from 12 pence to 18 pence. That's a 50% increase, and that's reflected in this share price moving up strongly, and it's done. It pulled back to old tops, pulled back to old tops, pulled back to old tops. It's doing exactly what any market does, and as you can see, volume starting to move into it. So all is good. In both sides of the Atlantic, we have markets that are mega overbought, but the trends are strongly up. I think that we need to keep our eye on the trend. I think if you were to see a DEW sell signal in this mega overbought situation, then you should consider lightening or maybe hedging. All right, but we're still a long way off that, and as you can see, since we've last in fact been here, what's that, 10 minutes ago, the advances have increased over the declines. And let's look at my favorite S&P 500, and it's pushing up a little bit. A break out of this inside day, that high is 3817. That could easily precipitate this same little move again. That would be a 100-point move on the S&P, which would be very nice. Let's see. I hope this helped, folks, and I'll do another couple of these before the end of the week. Thank you.